Hello, and welcome to another live stream. I today am going to be showing you the Zapier Explore page and seeing what kind of automations we can cook up. I also should have a chat up here. Let's see. So if you are tuning in, and you are tuning in via Twitch or YouTube, you can leave a comment and I will see it right here in the chat. Rich, boom. Thank you so much for being here. Oh man, it's been a while since I've added comments here in Ecamm Live. Let's get some branding colors on this bad boy. There we go. Rich, thanks so much for being here. Hope you're doing well. Glad you were able to tune in. Um, yeah, anybody who's joining, let me know where you're coming from. If you have any questions about Zapier, feel free to ask them and I'll answer them. Otherwise, this is going to be a session where I will be doing some work, working through the apps page. But first, I want to show y'all something I'm working on. So let's see. Let's fix this up. I'm working on a new quiz. Also, my Stream Deck has been on the okay, that worked. Cool. I'm working on a new quiz, and hey, hello. It says Reportica. I don't know if you are keeping your real name is separate. Oh, I guess I should kill my email. Oh wow, when I bring up comments, it totally switches to a different screen. So let's do this. Wonderful. Okay. Good. I don't know if you're keeping your real name private, so I will not say your real name. But thanks so much for being here. Super stoked that you can make it. Yes, Cheryl. Okay, cool. I've been looking at your email for your email address for years. I don't know if what personal preferences are. Wow. Let's see. WP Minute Tutorials. That would be my good friend Matt. Let's go Toronto. I agree wholeheartedly. Let's go Toronto. I would love to see. I mean, I think a lot of us probably want to see the Dodgers lose, but I would love to see Don Mattingly get a World Series ring. So let's go Toronto indeed. Thanks everybody for being here. Super stoked that you could make it. If you are tuning in via oh, okay, yeah. If you are tuning in via LinkedIn, I will be checking comments periodically, but those are not pushed to me. So if you want me to see your comments more quickly, you can find me over on YouTube. What is jumping up and down? Okay. I got magically logged out of iCloud. I restarted my computer right before this live stream. I got magically logged out of iCloud. I don't know why. And so I'm just getting a bunch of fun and exciting. I'm switching views. There we go. I'm getting a bunch of fun and exciting notifications, but I think we should be good to go now. So let's go back to this view. And again, if anybody has any questions as they come up, feel free to send them along. I'm going to put this in light mode because I think it's going to be easier to see, though maybe not. Maybe dark mode's actually better. Okay. So I am working on a new automations quiz where I kind of have these four categories for automations that I can help best with. And one is ideation, right? Idea generation and tracking. One is content creation. The third is project and task management. So project, task management. And then the fourth, let's move these closer together so I can hopefully fit them all on one screen. Well, and I can shrink this down, right? I can fit them all on one screen. And then the fourth is delegation. So have some arrows here. And then delegation. So what I'm thinking here, actually, I probably should have made these like separate, but what I'm thinking is someone takes a quiz, really simple, 3, 4 questions. Where are you struggling with? What apps do you use? And then ideally, I would end up recommending 4, 3 to 4 automations that would be very beneficial to the person who took the quiz based on the answers they've given. And so uh that's what I'm part of the reason that I am doing this and then doing the live stream today is I want to come up with some ideas and then use the Zapier Explore page to see if we can build out some of these simple automations. And if you see something on the screen and you're like, yes, I want to see something like that, let me know, shout it out, leave a comment, and I will try to build that out as well. I am seeing over on LinkedIn, Kieran Irons. Thanks so much for being here on LinkedIn. If you're tuning in late, nope. If you're tuning in late, um, and you are on LinkedIn, just know that those comments are not being pushed to me like the ones on YouTube are. So I will be a little delayed in answering them, but I will get to them as quickly as I can. So, the other thing I think that's probably worth sharing here is I have a working Notion database. And if you right now, let's see. Right now, this is kind of the newer streamlined version of it, but if you want to get this one, which has a lot, you can head over to casabona.org/YouTube. Man, I should really make that lower third not a whole scene, just an overlay. But if you go to casabona.org/YouTube, you can get the automations database. You'll join my mailing list, and I email you a couple times a week about automations, systems, processes, tools, and more merriment. So that's over at casabona.org/YouTube. But this is kind of the original version of the database, and this is like the newer, more streamlined version where we'll have these categories. So like for content creation, I have the full podcast flow, but I want to make sure that I am creating these kind of easy to use automations for someone who is just maybe looking for ideas, or they're just looking, or they're really not sure where to start. So like a good one for content creation, right, could be let's see. Send items from RSS feed to WordPress. I have a video about this that is out this week, I think. Where let's say you publish a podcast, you want to repurpose it as a blog post, you can very easily do that with Zapier. It could be, I mean, this could also be like in the ideation, right? Like, so I guess like we do have some overlap here. I'm not going to get into the weeds of like, how do I, categorizing these in multiple ways. I'm just trying to get some ideas down quickly. And this is the best way to do it, I would say. There's a lot of good ones for delegation that I can think of pretty quickly. So let's do this. Should we get like some lo-fi music going on for what I'm thinking? That's probably a good idea. You're about to see all of my embarrassing music. There's a metal version of K-pop Demon Hunters. like the whole album that I've been really enjoying. If you have kids, you will know what that's like. Okay, so let's do this. And then let me know if that is too loud. It is loud for me. Probably too loud. Or maybe it's just loud enough. It's probably pretty loud. Yeah, so leave chat, leave a comment. Let me know if the music is too loud or not loud enough, or if I didn't really need music to begin with. Okay. So delegation. Music level is okay. Okay. Excellent. Is that right? There's lots of ways we can go here, right? When someone assigns me a task in their preferred task manager, send it to my task manager is basically it. Here we can say when I add a new video to Google Drive, send it to Cast Magic. This is a really good one. I think I did this during my live stream last week, where I added a new video to Google Drive, and then it created the assets and stuff like that for me automatically, so I didn't need to go about doing that, right? Same thing with an RSS feed, right? When I add a new podcast episode, it could be something like that. Create a digest email from my saved links. Let's see. Send voice notes to Obsidian. When I start a video on YouTube, send it to Notion. Send email replies to a Google Sheet. This could be, right? All right, and then let's go back to this. Let's look at the full one. Zapier. Okay, send email on a oh, that's a good one. Let's see. That could be in content creation. That could be over here. Something like that. Oops. Notion form to ConvertKit form, podcast outreach email. Yeah, okay. So that could be project management. Can also be delegation. Oh, that's kind of the same though. Okay, so let's this is a good start. I want to think through this a little bit more. I have some shed time planned where I'll enjoy a cigar and think. That's my thinking time. Okay, so now I do have a video about this on the channel, on the YouTube channel, where I kind of show you how the Explore page works. And so like if you haven't seen this before, you can basically, what I would recommend you do, right, is search for apps that you use regularly, right? So if I look down here, I use Obsidian, right? Is Obsidian an app that I could use here? No, sure isn't. There is one called, I think, Actions for Obsidian, maybe, or like that would be webhooks. Something I'm going to kind of avoid here is one of the really powerful things about Zapier is, oh, you probably can't hear the music anymore. I mean, that's probably for the best. One of the things I'm going to avoid here is, when aside from like the apps that are automatic that have direct Zapier integrations, there's also webhooks, right? So like any app can send a URL. It's like a website that has a very specific purpose, or a web page that has a very specific purpose, over to Zapier, and then Zapier will know to do something with it, right? So I want to try to keep it, like that means like technically you can do anything, right? And so that is something that I want to try to avoid. Now Slack, this one just gave me a good idea, right? For the database, which is, when I update a Notion status, or let's say click up, right? Like let's mix it up a little bit. Click up, task, send an update to Slack. For idea generation and tracking, add a RSS feed to Slack. Now, this, I just learned that Slack actually has native integration for this, which is crazy. When I was monitoring, earlier this week, I don't know if y'all heard, but AWS went down. A pretty small event. AWS went down, or portions of AWS went down, I should say, right? It's not just like all of AWS. I think it was like 108 services were affected. And Zapier was very affected by that. So I added the status monitor feed to Slack so I'd get a notification when it was back up or what issues were happening, which I think is pretty cool. But so maybe it's not add an RSS feed to Slack, maybe it's something else, but that's a cool one. We'll take a look at that in a second. I did just see Ron Schmelzer, I hope I'm saying that right, looking good. Which video tool are you using, are you streaming with right now? thanks so much. Great question. I use Ecamm Live. I'm a huge fan of Ecamm Live. I think that, using it has just made my life so much easier. I use it for all of my recording, and my live streaming, of course, makes it very easy to switch between scenes, manage music. I have like the Rodecaster Pro, but my preference is to kind of manage the app music and the system audio through Ecamm Live. So Ecamm Live is what I'm using. I also have the Sony A6400. Let's zoom out. That's a weird and terrible shot. I've got the Sony A6400 here. You can see it right here with the teleprompter. This is the OBSBot Tail 2. I probably want like a slightly more. Is this gonna? No, that's not gonna be better. So that's what I'm using for my camera setup. And then this is the Shure SM7B, which I love. I would say if you're buying a new microphone today, you probably don't need the SM7B. You probably want to get the Shure MV7 Plus. Or I think they just added like a new one, but I have a video on that too. So, yeah, that's everything that I am using. Nice. I'm going to check it out. Thank you. I am going to, I'm going to drop an affiliate link. FECL, I think. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. So I'll drop an affiliate link here in the chat. I don't know. Did it go? No. Who knows? Failed to post comment. That's cool. Goodness me. Okay, well, you know what I'll do instead? I will update my lower third. I'll just like include this on the screen. How about that? So we'll modify this really quick. There you go. joc.pro/ecamm. I can post it presumably in the chat over here if you're watching on YouTube. Man, I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, and their like live streaming capabilities are not great. Oh, let's see. Got another question here. Man, the LinkedIn chat is live right now. I got to get an arm like that for the Rodecaster Pro 2. What camera are you using for the second shot? That is the OBSBot Tail 2. I'm going to do, I don't know if this will work, but if you can get a rundown of everything on my desk over at casabona.org/desk. No, none of that is working. That's a shame. casabona.org/desk. I'll have a link to this arm. This is the Elgato. Let's see. This is the Elgato low profile wave arm. Maybe I can adjust this a little bit and zoom in like that, so you guys can see more of the desk and less of my lower half. Yeah, so that's the full setup I've got going here. Yeah, all of that's going to be over at casabona.org/desk. Cool. Oh, the lower third's in the way. How's that? That's better. It's going to reset. Oh, no, it didn't. That's great. Yeah, so this is the wave arm. I don't have a camera pointing at the OBSBot. I probably could. Can I do this? Is this going to work? Is it going to work? No. That'd be crazy if it worked, I guess. I would have been really impressed if that actually worked. I thought it feels like maybe it should work though. Maybe I gotta like reconnect it or something. I know this is turning into a gear chat, but let's see. Good house iPhone. How's that? There we go. So that's that. I'm sorry for the mess behind there. It is on a tripod. That's just like to the side of my desk. It was over here. So what you're seeing there is my humidor, but there's also like an arm right there, and it was that, but like I wasn't getting the angle I liked, so I did move it kind of into the middle of the floor. I got to put some tape down so that if I move the tripod, I'll know exactly where I need to put it. And then the cool thing about this camera is it's a pan tilt zoom, so it could shake its head yes and no, and up and down, and then it can also zoom. So that's officially everything I'm using for the gear. Thanks so much for all the questions, really appreciate it. And let's see, we got some more. No problem. Know that camera well. Sorry for taking attention. Look, I love I have a framework called the GAPS framework. And did I delete this image? Is that why it won't show up? Yeah. Oh no, it showed up. Yeah. So I have the GAPS framework. And gear is the G in that. So gear, automation, playbooks, and support. So always happy to talk automation if the questions come up. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so Slack gave me an idea, right? Now something I like to do with this page is it does have like the apps you can pair with. I generally like to skip, and like there's like some suggested automations here. I like to skip right down to the triggers and actions and filter by triggers first, then actions, so I can kind of see everything that's going on here. So the triggers: new public message posted anywhere, new message posted to channel, new file. This is a really good one. Triggers when a new file is uploaded to your workspace. So one way that I could use this is when my thumbnail designer uploads a new thumbnail to the Slack channel, I can do something with that. I can maybe move it to a folder, or change the status of the Notion tracker from thumbnail needed to ready for scheduling, so something like that. New message from query, new channel member. Are there more here? Oh wow, there's a bunch of triggers. New user, new pushed message. So there's a new reaction, right? So okay, something worth exploring here is this. I don't think I should show Slack, but in this use case, my thumbnail designer will upload a few concepts, and then we'll work through one, and then he'll tell me it's final. So maybe I react to a message with like the okay hand or something. It would have to be something that I don't just like spuriously use. Spurious is the right word, right? Define spurious. I don't use all the time, right? No, I didn't use that word correctly at all. Genuine, not genuine, inauthentic, illegitimate, or unrelated. So definitely not the right word I was looking for there. But if it would have to be one that I don't use a lot. I mean, ideally, I'd only have to use it for this one use case. So, but maybe I react to the thumbnail and then it uploads, right? So let's see. I saw a few more comments. That same. I do the same. I think I'd look dumb from another angle apart from in front. I definitely do. I didn't love that angle, because that B camera is for when I'm sitting down. It's kind of like a work view. And so I like hate, and plus I'm wearing just like gray sweatpants, which I think I look terrible in. If I was wearing like jeans or something, it might look better, but definitely didn't love that view. Definitely feels like I'm working in my pajamas. But yeah, that's usually like if I'm co-working or something, I'll usually have that camera angle. So that could be a good one. Now let's look at actions. Action, add reminder, archive conversation, cancel scheduled meeting, delete message, send direct message. Could be a good one, right? Because in Notion, if we look at the Notion automations, right? Notion does have Slack integration. But you can't send a DM. You can only, I guess you can, it seems you can send, that's dumb. You can send DMs, I guess, to people in your organization. I don't have anybody in my organization, I guess, is how that works. I've invited a bunch of people, but like the way that I use Slack is to communicate with contractors who are not going to have the same email address as me. So, this could supercharge the way that I use Slack with Notion. Now, in general, my preference is the fewer links in the chain, the better. So like I really try not to have, if I don't have to have multiple tools or like multiple things connecting a bunch of stuff, I prefer not to, right? So like if we look at Notion, the actions here in the Notion automations, also like if you're not paying for Notion, I don't think you have access to these. So Zapier could potentially save you money, right? If you're already paying for Zapier and you don't want to pay for Notion just for the automations, I should really look at that. I think I probably have too many automations in Notion for it to be worth switching them all to Zapier to save $9 a month or $10 a month or whatever it is. But if you haven't built any automations in Notion and you can put them in Zapier, great. But like send mail was a game changer for me because this is something that I was doing in Zapier, right? Where it was like when a status updated in Notion, send an email to my editor, to my VA, and like the fact that I can do this natively in Notion now is great. Something else that you could do, right, is you could manage lead magnets in Notion without the need to like build a form somewhere else. Now you still want to use an ESP, but like, I've built an automation in Zapier where it's like I wanted feedback, and then if people opted in, they would get a freebie, and then I'd have to send that to Kit, but I could skip the freebie email in Kit if I wanted to, right? That's just like a brainstorm. I think that's probably not the best use case, but it's a possibility, right? So that's something to consider. Okay, so I like some of the ideas I'm thinking about in Slack here. Share Google. Actually, you know what? This is one I'm going to build right now. Because I have a form and don't do that. I'm going to do a video on Copilot. I prefer to do it myself right now. So new form response. So I have a form for my business systems assessment. And for some reason, I wasn't getting emails about that. I don't know if it's just like advanced filtering I have, but a couple of things can happen here now, right? So in Slack, I will do this. Should maybe not share this. I don't want to share this for the privacy of the people I have in Slack. I have a channel. Okay. I have a channel called Sales Leads. So like that's pretty good. I can put it in this channel. All right. So new form response. Sign in. That's not the right account. That's the right account. Probably. Form, business assessment questionnaire. Yeah, that's the one. No? Dumb. I'm also gonna... Hey, that's not right. Maybe this is not the right account. Okay, so I'll show you why I'm hanging. I don't want to, again, I don't want to like expose people's email addresses on a live stream, which is why I will hide my screen from time to time. This is not correct. This is all sample stuff. So maybe this is, maybe I did inadvertently build this in my my Gmail. There should be a few at least. What's the difference? I mean, I know what the difference between these two is, but... Oh, no, that's not what I want. Okay. Weird, but that's okay. Continue with selected record. So, send a channel message. The channel will be sales leads. Add Zapier app to channel automatically. A new systems assessment has come in. Add a little emoji here so that it's easy to see. And then we will, I mean, I guess we could score. Let's see. Can we link to... I don't like that I can't get a link. Oh, maybe I can with the response ID. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time building that link right now. Bot name Zapier. Include a link to this app. No. Auto expand links. No. No. All right, so that's pretty good. Oh, I have do not disturb mode on, I assume. Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked to get that notification. Oh, there it is. Okay, fantastic. Cool. I like that. And then the other thing I'll do while I'm here is add it to Todoist. I won't include that in the blueprint or the recommendation, but add task. Do I not ask the name? Surely I ask the person's name. Okay, whatever. Oh, well, these are just all the sections. That's not going to work. Okay. All right. I'm going to call that good. Rename this. Send assessment results to Slack. Publish it. All right. Great. Let's see some comments coming in. Might you have two forums similarly named? I might. Oh, I guess we can double check that if so I don't. Oh. Well, oh. All right, this is the ID up here, right? 1H jumbled mess. One H jumbled mess. And then if I scroll to the bottom, okay, so it is the right one. It probably just like, because someone hasn't filled it out. I don't know. That's wild. Really strange. I wonder if it's because it's an instant automation. So like, but I haven't seen that behavior before. So probably just kind of weirdness. Something else I was building thanks to our integrations or integrations page was when a new WordPress post is added. So like when a new blog post is added, send it to LinkedIn, but you can't. LinkedIn's actions are kind of not very good. I wonder what the API request does. Get URL. So I'd have to know. So like that's not an easy one, right? A rule for this, because I'm building this for other people, is don't require them to go looking through API documentation. So like I'm not gonna continue with that one. Ooh. Headphones are giving me a headache. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Nobody look at me. Something else I've always loved the idea of is QuickBooks, like doing QuickBooks integration, because that's what I use. I use it because my accountant makes me, and my accountant's the best person ever. So, I use it. But let's see. There's a lot of. Are there any actions? Wow, this is shockingly good. Okay, so let's see what we can get going here. New invoice due, new invoice emailed, new bill paid, new paid invoice. So this is a great one, right? If we look at this trigger, can we make this work with okay, in a dream scenario, this would work with Google Docs signature. Google signature. Really? So invoice paid, new paid invoice, create document from text. I think we can do create document from template. What we can't do is create a new document to be signed. So if you don't know, you can create documents to be signed in Google, which is wild. So I wouldn't be able to use, the best I'd be able to do here is, let me go to Google Drive. In contracts, templates. Yeah, so let's do the insertion order because that's the easiest one to work with. Oh. Huh. So what I'd have to do here, I mean, I could probably do this. Is it double curly braces? Let me check something else. Double curly braces. Okay, so what I could do here is make a copy. Well, let's save as Google Doc. How about that? And then make a copy and call it IO for Zapier. Let's see. I guess I never thought about not using the API when making automation. When I make automations using Zapier, I have no problem using the API. Yeah. Yeah. Kieran, great. Great point here, right? Like I'm a developer by trade, right? So I'm like really familiar with APIs, using, building, whatever. But my relatively, I shouldn't say relatively new, it's a few years now, but my positioning for a while has been people who need help with tech. And that's one of the reasons I don't do like custom code stuff anymore, is because I don't want to have to write code for a client like in a Zap that I then have to end up supporting later. So yeah, that is definitely something, especially if I'm helping the DIY crowd. That's definitely something I'd want to consider. I mean, maybe that's like a good live stream. Like, what are APIs? What good are they for? And why should you think about them? But for people who are just starting, like that's like definitely super overwhelming, right? Okay. So now more than ever, I have wished that LinkedIn had better comment integration. I think Streamlabs or something, maybe Restream connects to LinkedIn comments, so maybe I'll look at that. Something to think about. Okay, so we'll add some double curly braces here because this will signal to Zapier that these things can be replaced with text from the Zap. Also, I am very aware that it's almost 1 o'clock Eastern. It's almost the top of the hour, I should say. This is where it's going to get tricky. Like, I probably would need to do line item and get rid of this and then say total here and then total here. Also, for those who are not familiar, an insertion order is essentially, it's like, I don't want to say it's an advertising contract, and I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really speak to legally binding things, but it's basically, it's like an advertising statement of work, right? So I will use an insertion order when someone wants to sponsor my podcast. So yeah, so this is, again, this is kind of where it starts to get tricky. For simplicity's sake, we'll do this. I don't know if I'd be able to include this. I gotta really see what's doing here. But oh, and actually, this is not, that part's not going to matter at all, because I'm going to have to go in and create the signature document myself. It'll just generate the signature document for me. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can do this somewhere. New paid invoice, create document from template. Not going to show that on screen. I'm logging in. I have to use a passkey. Ducky. Also, don't really want to show this part on screen necessarily. It's testing the trigger. Oh, this is splendid. It has line items and all the contact information. Okay, so let's continue with that selected record. This is going to be a little tough because I fear I'm going to have to show some things. All right, drive. My drive. Oh, well, actually. The template exists because I've been doing this forever. I created all of my... Oh, no, the template does exist. Oh, boy. Forgot which template I was working with for a minute. Okay, drive. My drive. Route. Contracts. Templates. IO for Zapier. New document name. IO for... all right, I'm just gonna... I don't want to show... You know, like, this is hard. I don't want to show details. I mean, I guess, like, that's fine. Because it's public knowledge that Liquid Web is sponsoring me. Not for this. This was just a free mention. Thank you, Liquid Web. So I'm going to put this into contracts. And then no sharing preference. And then now it's showing all of the... Oh, this is interesting. It's not showing all of them. Why is that? Can't have spaces in templates. All right. Refresh this. Cool. All right. I am going to hide this again. Line item. I will show you the fields once it's all filled out. I just don't want to necessarily get into some of the gory details. Let's see. Lines, description. Episode number is I'd have to do some math to figure that out. Actually, I'd have to do some math to figure out a lot of this stuff. And start date's not even here. So, I'll show you this before I show the total. So I grabbed line items. I need to fill in this. The dates are not showing up at all. So maybe like underscores. Like, I don't know what's happening here. So I'll have to troubleshoot this part because like these aren't showing up and I would like them to show up. But we are at the top of the hour and I have a sick child. So I think like, I mean, let me know if this was helpful or useful. I think like building Zaps is really good to see. I think Kieran just said that's the tough part of doing Zaps on a stream. There's a lot you gotta hide because of private data. Yeah. Easy when you're doing a pre-recorded video, right? Because you can just blur out the sensitive data. I'll have to think through that a little bit more, right? And like pick Zaps that I'm not necessarily showing personal data for, or I'm using dummy data. Like I could have created a zeroed out invoice with a bunch of fake stuff and used that. And maybe I'll do that for next time. But we're at the top of the hour and I have a stop here. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. If you want to see me build certain Zaps, let me know. I changed my lower third to be my, oh boy, what was that? I changed my lower third to be my affiliate link. So let me fix that for you really quick. Because I am going to make most of these available to my mailing list, which you can join for free over at casabona.org/YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to everybody who commented. And until next time, I hope you find some space in your week.